Many people seem to struggle fitting a new battery to Seiko Perpetual calendar watches and also resetting them. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. A Perpetual calendar watch should remember the date even if there's only 28 days in a month or 30 days in a month. And it stores this in its internal memory, and this memory can sometimes get wiped out when the battery gets changed. And so you have to reset this manually. The unfortunate thing about this watch is that it's very easy to break when changing the battery. A, the battery is hard to remove if not done correctly, and B, there is a paper thin circuit board, and if levered against this you can actually puncture holes through it and damage the circuit board. Unfortunately, these circuit boards are extremely expensive because they're now not being made anymore. So you'll see that there's silver parts around the edge of the battery there. Can you see I'm pointing them out? There's one at the top if the winder's pointing down towards you, and one a bit further down. And this is where you want to lift the battery from, not from the yellow parts. The yellow parts are actually part of the circuit board, and those will puncture if you try to lift against those. So use a fairly wide flat screwdriver. Carefully put it underneath the battery and twist. And don't push, just twist until the battery lifts up. If you push, you could slip under the battery and damage the coil. Now the coil is that orange part there. That's around about 50 meters of copper wire, very thin wire, and will break just as easily as you look at it. This is the thing you have to be very careful of. So we've removed the battery. Now we're putting in the new battery, the reverse of putting it in, but slide it underneath the two little flaps on the right hand side. That's if the winder's pointing towards you. And then you'll see there's this little retaining spring. Just pull it out very carefully, obviously, and snap down the battery, and that's it, done. Now we can go about resetting the calendar aspect of this watch. I'm just removing my fingerprints. Now when you first fit the battery, the watch will not actually be working. Don't be alarmed by this. The second hand will not start working until you've cleared the circuit board. And to clear the circuit board, you have to short out the AC contact, which I'm pointing to here, and the plus of the battery, or the positive side of the battery, just like this. So just lightly touch them together and hold for a few seconds. Now this will make the watch start working, and it will be jumping 1 second at a time. Okay, now you need to pull the winder fully out and push it back in. Now you can see it's jumping 4 seconds at a time. What this means is that the memory has been cleared, and therefore we need to reset the Perpetual calendar. If it continues to jump at 1 second at a time, that means it's remembered the calendar information, and you don't necessarily have to go through the process of resetting the calendar memory. However, I always do it anyway, just to be 100% sure. To start with, we need to zero the calendar ring, and that is to move the calendar ring to the first of the month, or so that the calendar displays 1. And to do this, we find the contact with the 0 next to it. As you can see, it's just to the right of the winder if the winder's pointing towards you, and you short the yellow contact with the positive of the battery, and you keep doing it each step until the calendar moves around to the figure 1, or so that 1 shows through the calendar ring. And so if we have a look now, we'll see that 1 is showing through. And so now we're ready to set the year. To set the year, look for the Y contact, which is here. So it's just to the left of the winder if the winder's pointing towards you. And you short it out until you get to the correct year. If you're 1 year away from the leap year, then you set 1. If you're 2 years away, you set 2. If you're 3 years away, you set 3. If you're actually on a leap year, you set it to 4. For example, 2012 was a leap year, so that would have been 4. This year it's 2013, and so we set it to 1 because it's 1 year after the leap year. Next it's the month, and you press it once to get it into month setting mode, and then you keep pressing until you get it to the correct month showing in the date ring. So have a quick look. Now this year we're on this month it's September, so we need it on number 9, and there we are, it's on number 9. So finally we need to do the day, and it's exactly the same. If you just short out find the D, which is here, and that will be to the right of the winder if the winder's pointing to you, and short out once to get it into day changing mode. And if you listen carefully and you're in a quietened room, you can actually hear the calendar turning over, and it will first go to number 1, and then you keep pressing until you get to the correct day. Today is the 18th, so I'm going to press it 17 times because it starts off on number 1, and hopefully if I've done it correctly it will show 18 on the calendar. There we are. So now we've set the calendar, and we've set the leap year, we've set the month. Push the winder in, pull it out, push the winder in again, and job done. Now when I say pull the winder out, I mean pull it all the way out. Don't pull it midway out. Remembering there's 3 positions: all the way in, midway out, and fully out. So that's it. Yep. We've fitted the battery and we've reset the calendar. Obviously all that's left now is to reseal the watch and perhaps do a pressure test. But yeah, it is an easy watch to break, so be very, very careful when lifting the battery, and remembering that the circuit board is literally paper thin. So be very, very careful not to break that.